Okay, Aries, so we're back with your extended reading. So I actually had to cut the first one a little bit short for some reason. The battery light was flashing on my camera, and I guess I had been messing with it and ran the battery down. But anyway, so then I decided to upload the other one, which that takes about 2 hours to edit and do all that. So anyway, I thought I'd get back and do this, and what I did was I left the last two, kind of like the last two cards out where we were. Um, I'm assuming this is going to be a continuation of what we were talking about in the previous video because it kind of got left unsettled, whatever was happening. Not that I can always settle everything, but so we had the Six of Cups and the Two of Cups, which is pleasure and love, on top of what I am reading as a new cycle. Or something, it's saying completion. But you know how, like, in an algebra equation, like two negatives can equal a positive? I started to get like that feeling. In regular tarot, the Six of Cups is usually nostalgia. So that's making me think past too. Mars is in retrograde. Past. So let's see what these other cards have to say. The animal spirit deck, we have the owl. Why the light is so bad on the camera right now? It's so strange. Anyway. And the horse. It's very red. Like the glow or the glare on this camera is red. And the lizard. Okay. Automatically, when I see the owl and the horse together like this is intuition. It's brain. Owls are associated with intelligence. Horses with their intuition. Then check the moon in the middle of the horse's head. You have a full moon coming up on October 1st. I'm not sure where this lizard is coming in, but you could think of, I'm kind of getting a couple different things. So, you know, a chameleon can camouflage itself. Oftentimes I think of a skink, it's like a skank, even though it's not right. But I think with the mind association here, this is gonna be talking about reptilian brain. So we're talking perhaps a lack of executive function or diminished executive function, which means the ability to make decisions and impulse control. Maybe. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, so if you got the Magician with the lizard, there could be some trickery. Another Empress card with a moon. Some darkness, the fall trees. The Nine of Pentacles. This is what you usually see in regular tarot with the woman on there being self-sufficient, single. And that's how you were. If you remember in the previous reading, you had pulled yourself up to being that. But what I had touched on was the impending darkness of the fall and the winter, and how signs like Aries don't like that, and to kind of prepare yourself. And if you notice the title of the reading, I thought I was going to probably have to explain that. The Notes from Underground, it's the title I took from a Dostoevsky novel, which is one of my favorite books. But if you knew anything about Dostoevsky, he had a really hard life. He used his time in prison, and like he was in Siberian prison to kind of get in touch with his soul. I mean, Siberia is cold, and he wrote the most beautiful novel. Well, some people wouldn't say they were beautiful. Some of them are a little disturbing, but you can just tell that they came from like a dark place. But it's great literature in my opinion. So anyway, back to my point. He still was able to extract something beautiful out of a like dank, dark place. So we've got a couple things going on here. You've got this person peeking around, probably on social media. I doubt there's somebody outside your door looking in your windows. Well, there could be. So just be careful. That's stalker vibe. But nowadays it's so easy to do it just on social media. So they're watching you that way. The energy is there for contact because of Mercury being right across from you. And also, when you think about, I like to think about the planets that are next to you and what they're doing. I kind of think of those as like subconscious or like stuff down. So on top of you, you have Pisces. Neptune's in Pisces retrograde. That's emotions, past emotions coming up. Down beside you, you have Taurus, and you have Uranus in retrograde there. So, oh, that's so weird. That's crazy. I had music on, just like regular music, so I was trying to drown out other sound. And recording, there was something recording on the DVR, and it came on, and the commercial was the old lady. And the first thing I heard was, I've fallen and I can't get up. I think that's a sign for you guys. Like, if you fall down into whatever is coming back around, but so Uranus is retrograde in Taurus, which means chaos. Something unexpected happens, something that's gonna, uproot. Everything is in favor. All the energy here is setting you up for some kind of past thing to happen. I'm trying to fix the thing on the TV. My vice, if you can call any behavior destructive behavior. I've never been a TV binge watcher, but the only thing I do, like, I love all the Law and Order shows. And anyway, I don't know if it's working. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so you have Uranus down in Taurus, Neptune, right there. So think of it as buried stuff, subconscious stuff. Also, you could just take a hint sort of from Dostoevsky and channel that pain into music, writing lyrics for music. You could write books. You could even, instead of having the temptation to go back to whatever this could even be a job where, I mean, maybe you're in a situation because of COVID that you would have to go back to a job or something that you didn't like, but I'm really feeling a relationship here, or a person, some thing going on. Okay, we have the love card here. Ace of Cups. So far. Okay. Yeah, see? That's air. That's Uranus, air. He's coming to get you. This is the third wheel. Third wheel. Okay. But this is the third wheel in your reading. That's... Is this the third time around? Is this like the third time this is going to happen? The third cycle? You have the Ten of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, the Six of Swords. What I'm picking up from these three cards are together, and you see here somebody's leaving. The Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups are like an abundance, a good family, or a good relationship, having love and abundance. But here, you have somebody walking away after somebody looks very angry. So you had that Fury card in here. Yeah, but see, here's the other wheel card, right? And then I know what was in here. Yeah, the Fury card. So that was an obvious, argument. You have Knight of Wands, King of Wands, and this other person was very angry. There's an Aries right there. Possibly could be you. That could be you just being very angry. When I clicked off the other video to start, I was about to explain why I thought that it wasn't a good idea for you to start going or being drawn to things that would cause you an adrenaline rush because of the retrograde in the Mars. There's like no fuel for your fire in a sense. It's like diminishing you. So anything that sparks any kind of adrenaline in you, even just like a little argument or think of it like a shot of dopamine or adrenaline, something that's gonna give you that bounce back, because you kind of feel bottomed out right now, especially if you have an Aries moon. But this is across the board for any Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, even Venus when it comes to relationships. Stelliums, we're gonna get hard. Like any placement, prominent placements like that with Aries, you're going to feel diminished right now because your ruling sign is retrograde in its home. The moon being in your sign, so I said it's going to be really difficult for an Aries moon. It's just going to illuminate anything that's there. So finding a way, like I mentioned, meditation, to get those thoughts out, right? If this is a breakup and you're sorely missing this person and whatever, if that's the dynamic, I'm not clear on the timeline here of when this person will come back in contact. It looks like, to contact you, it looks like it's going to be either it has just happened, or it's going to be, what I'm thinking is like the month of October. And if this isn't your reading, it's not going to hit everybody. But it still could be that they're just watching you. Anyway, if you don't want to fall back down that rabbit hole, then if you have things you need to say and you don't want to pop off at somebody, just write it. Get a book and write it. I've done that before. I'm not ashamed to admit it. There were times that I wanted to speak to somebody, but I didn't want to be that pathetic person, because I'm not that pathetic person, but I had things I needed to say, and I knew that the person wouldn't listen to me anyway. But there were things that I still needed to say, so I wrote them in a book. And I'm a chicken. Like, I have not cracked open that journal and read it since I wrote that stuff. I don't want to. I just don't want to. But it got out of me. And maybe I'll just burn it. I don't need to relive it. It got, I was able to channel it. It's just like, I I'll just veer off subject. It's kind of related. I had patients that sometimes, like when they were going through a hard time and, you know, they needed to talk about something, I would encourage them to draw pictures or color pictures or just like draw me what's in your head somehow to get it out of their head, you know, and channel the energy into somewhere else. And even sometimes having a visual of it, seeing it in front of your face can help you. I don't know, it doesn't seem so threatening when it's out on paper or when it's out of you, because it's hard to explain. It's like a multi-sensory process that just helps. I can't explain it. It might not work for you, but you can try it. Alright. I'm not a doctor. So don't if you want to try it as a therapeutic measure, check with your licensed care physician, because you're not my patient. So okay, so we have a full moon here, Seven of Fire, the King of Air, the Eight of Water, the Queen of Fire, and the Page of Air. Tarot, please don't give me that soulmate bullcrap again. Here we go. It's the King and Queen of Wands. I used to think that stuff was true. I just don't believe that there's this one person out there for everybody. This, it looks like she's tempted to touch something. So if you want to touch the beast, because with the full moon, it's like you're jumping into something, and I don't remember what reading it was. I can't remember now if it was one of the extendeds I've done before, but I saw this as like the take me card, you know, like. So again, you're going to be searching for that adrenaline rush. So you're going to have to maybe take some energy from your polar planet Libra and try to balance out what's more important to you. You've got your life together now. You're straight. You've got pretty much got your head together, or at least you're managing it. And even if you weren't going to let anybody know because you're Aries, right? So you play it cool, and then this comes up again because of all the planetary placements and what's going on, and now you need an adrenaline kick. So is it worth, because if you open up that box again, okay, we have another Six of Cups here. This is Hansel and Gretel. This is the nostalgia card. And the Two of Hearts. Let me start with this one. The Two of Hearts, there's dolphins there. Okay. If the rainbow is usually your peace and here I go, I'm not talking again. Tranquility. And the dolphins are communications. Are you gonna overlook your peace and tranquility that you've made for yourself to communicate with this person? Now, here's the other thing. The energy is also, for some of you, sufficient or in place enough that it could manifest into something. Okay, I mean, having the ending card like this with all these cycles, they're holding hands and walking off. So for some of you, there's enough of the Six of Cups in this reading too to support that. Where is Venus? Venus and Leo. Okay, so Venus is going to go into Cancer very soon. That's home. That's comfort. That's feels familiar. And let me see what else. Mercury is in Libra. Mercury It may be going retrograde again. Or will it go into Virgo? I can't remember. But I'll touch on that like next time I do a reading. At any rate, Venus going into Cancer doesn't help very much. If you don't want to. If you want this to happen, then I guess that's good for you. So the only deck I didn't pull a card from was the Dream Decoder deck. So again, I would make plans to do something to keep your adrenaline up. Maybe change your diet, drink more water. Let's see. Exercise. I mean, anybody can recommend that all the time. Plan out an exercise routine, even if it's just dancing or something fun. We don't need that many cards. Just to get through the winter months. Summer's good. You can swim. You can do all kinds of stuff. It's warm. There's sun. But when you don't have water and sun at your disposal, I mean, the cold weather came in a lot quicker this year too. I'm just like, what the heck? Not a fan. Anyway, just prep for it. Do things. It seems like I have like fake flowers all over the place in here and all kinds of lights all the time. It's just, I need to feel like I have spring and summer around me, and I'll fake it. Like, your brain doesn't really know. It's just how you feel from your environment, which plays a huge role in how you feel mentally. You start going down mentally, you will get sick physically. It's a whole mind-body process. A little nod to Descartes. It's extremely difficult to understand. Come on, cards. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna find which one I feel like. This one. And again with the apocalypse, really? Moving forward. Didn't Libra just have that? How are... One of the signs had this apocalypse. And I think, I mean, I just felt in the middle of that deck and pulled this out. Moving forward, walking in a dream, like any other form of travel, is a symbol of the discoveries you're making as you move forward in life. If you're walking in mud, there may be a messy situation in your personal life. Climbing or hiking suggests challenges you need to overcome. Walking indicates you're judging the pace of change well, as opposed to running, which may suggest impatience to reach your goals. The apocalypse. New beginnings. Even if the dream appears fearful in mood, it will not usually be pointing to something you must avoid, only to the importance of letting go of the familiar and being strong enough to strike out in new directions. That's the Cancerian familiar stuff. Just not surprisingly, since most of us spend so much time working, dreams about work are common. If you're performing a mindless task or being overwhelmed, You may feel you're losing your identity at work. If you're on a treadmill, this could relate to a non-work context, even to a relationship. Running. It's the 8 o'clock. There's something's up with 8 in my readings lately too. I mean, they use that as like infinity, as above, so below, that kind of thing, but I don't know. But with the late, it's it's like anything past, you know? It's like, I mean, here's this girl here on the computer. There's one person trying to contact, I know this isn't what the cards mean, but that's what I'm seeing. There's one person here trying to contact somebody. And here's the person, remember I was talking about writing or journaling, and you have, and this is for the people that don't want this to happen, like here's your stuff and you're like, I need to get as far away from this MFR as I can. And they're trying to contact you. And I'm not defining male or female here, like I said. Masculine and feminine energies go either way. We have all of them. But there's one person watching and trying to contact this person, and the other person be like, I'm out. I'm not going down that road again. I never talked about this guy, but this is just, I mean, pretty sharp tongue. But also a very smooth talker. I'm getting the feeling of like some narcissist here who's gonna try to smooth talk you. Because the king is obviously dominant over a page, right? So they'll talk you right down to, you know. And try to pay attention to that. Pay attention to what they start talking about and how they go about like their seduction routine or whatever. Maybe that's something to pay attention to. Anyway, you're going to need to get your fire from somewhere. So you just need to decide where you're going to get it from. Are you going to get it from exercise? Are you going to get it from, you know, different hobbies? Or are you going to get it from an unhealthy place like gambling or casual, meaningless sex with, and I don't know that's necessary with this person because this person you have a past with, but I'm just saying, like anything that can be addictive, like gambling, shopping, drugs, alcohol, anything like that. Anything that's going to give you that hit that you're missing from not having that energy in your thing. So, best of luck to you. I don't know if any of my advice helps, but, you know, do what you need to do. But just remember, you can create your happiness. Like, you can make your surroundings like summer or spring. It's like I said, put flowers everywhere, change the lights, do something. Go to it. I know they say tanning beds are bad, but every once in a while, a little hit of that UV light is not going to hurt you. It's actually used sometimes in therapy for that kind of stuff. So, you know, harness some light, some spring, something to bring happiness, and in the process, maybe you can shine some light on some of the stuff that Uranus and Neptune in retrograde are trying to dig up for you. But anyway, best of luck. Luck, like I still can't talk. I haven't had enough sleep, and actually I'm trying to hurry up because I have somewhere that I have to go. Then I'll sleep later, I guess. So, yeah, like and subscribe.